What are we saying, people? Welcome back to A Case for the Blues, and we are on episode 20. Now, I'm putting this stream out later than I should have. It's a day late, but I had a heavy weekend, so I thought, let me take some rest and we'll get to it when we get to it. So, the reaction is not as fresh as it should be, but guess what? I'm still smiling because Chelsea 2, Brentford 1, and it's another week, another win, and another 3 points. And finally, after 2 years of crap, I'm able to say that we've got our Chelsea back. Finally. And thank you, Enzo Maresca, for what you're doing to this group of players, because this is a different mentality. This is a different Chelsea. A different Chelsea. They're playing well together. People are stepping up. When Palmer's not necessarily doing much, the other players are stepping up and bringing up moments of magic. This is good from Chelsea Football Club. And I think everybody around us is starting to think, okay. I mean, everybody else is declaring that we're in the title race. Me, including Enzo Maresca, are holding back, saying we're not quite there yet. We're not there yet. If we can carry this on, like I've said before, we carry this on. We get the quick games coming up. We've got quite a few games, obviously, with the Christmas break, Christmas schedule. We can get through that, and we're still in a good position. If we're in second, whether it be second, first, I mean, we can go top of the league at the weekend if we beat Everton, only for a couple of hours, depending on the Liverpool result. But if we keep pushing as we're doing, getting the wins, playing the way that we're playing, and we go into January in that position, I will happily sit here and say, yep, we're in the title race. And then that's when the objectives change. We go for it after that. But right now, I'm just over the moon with what's going on. Absolutely over the moon. And I think I speak for every Chelsea fan when I say I'm excited to watch us. I'm excited for the games coming up. I'm not as worried as I was every single time. Yeah, there's a little bit of, PTSD from the couple of seasons before. I mean, going into this Brentford game, I thought, it's Brentford. They're a bogey team. We've struggled to beat them. We're going to struggle here. But we come out and we dominate from minute one. We show our strength. And in the end, we walk away with the 3 points, which puts us 2 points behind Liverpool. Obviously, they've got a game in hand. That's our 7th win on the bounce. And we're still top goal scorers in the Premier League. And we're playing good football. And we look completely different. Our setup is completely different from last season. And I'm so happy that Enzo Maresca is here. But let's get into it anyway. We'll go with the lineup. So me will do what I normally do, what I wanted to put out. So obviously I went with Jorgensen. Everybody knows why. Sanchez was the goalkeeper that started. Cucurella, Colwill, Tosin and Gusto. The only one that I had different was Badia Schill. He wasn't even in the squad. Not quite sure why. Fernandez and Caicedo, I had them too. Sancho, Palmer, Madueke and Jackson. So other than Badia Schill and the Tosin inclusion, pretty much the same lineup that I'd have went with. Now, I know Neto was suspended for this game. Obviously, we've got Fofana, James out injured. I knew that Felix had picked up a knock. We was looking a little bit light. For the first time this season, I can say that the squad was looking a little bit light. So this was the bench. We had Akimpong, Dewsbury Hall, Disasi, Tariq George, Mark Gui, Jorgensen, Nkunku, Raksaki, and Viega. Missing players, Fofana, James, Kellerman, Neto. Also Mudrik, Badia Schill, Lavia. Where were they? So all of them have picked up knocks in the past couple of weeks. So for the first time, you're starting to think, okay, we're looking a little bit light here. So that was one concern. And then obviously the fact that we're playing Brentford was my biggest concern. But first 45 minutes, it was just complete and utter domination from us, to be fair. I don't recall Brentford having a shot on target in that first half. In fact, whilst we're on it, I might as well check the stats for the first half and see. So they had one goal attempt, none on target. So I was right there. And like it shows here, 15 goal attempts from Chelsea, 5 shots on goal, 6 off goal, 4 blocked shots, 68% ball possession. We was very, very dominant. Now, that 45 minutes, though, I wasn't entirely impressed. I was starting to get a little bit frustrated with the way that we was playing. It felt like it was going to be one of their games where we dominate, we create loads of chances, but we don't finish our chances, and then maybe Brentford go down the other end and score, or like what we saw yesterday with Manchester United, 2 late goals, and they nick the 3 points. So this game wasn't necessarily just a cruise control situation. There was times where I thought, you know what, we're struggling here, even though we had so much domination, and I thought, you know, so in some parts of the game were a little bit sloppy, but overall we were so dominant. We made it very hard for Brentford to do anything, especially in that first 45 minutes. They were defending non-stop, Brentford, and we was just crossing balls into the box non-stop. I remember the commentator saying, if you did watch the live stream, thank you very much. I appreciate it. The commentator was saying how this was a premeditated tactic from Enzo Maresca to deal with Brentford. I mean, going into the game, Maresca was a little bit cautious in how to deal with Brentford. And obviously the crossing situation was different. It was just constant and it was relentless. And how do we get our first goal? A cross from Madueke into a great run from Cucurella, who heads the ball into the back of the net. So a tactic that paid off. So we go into the half-time with a 1-0 lead, and then it's down to Brentford to obviously try and get themselves back into the game. Whilst we're still imposing ourselves and probing at Brentford, but the game opened up a little bit more in the second half. I feel like Brentford attacked a little bit more, made chances more. I think we allowed teams to get themselves back into the game a little bit, but maybe we have little lapses of play. But in the second half, I think it was more of a case of Brentford coming out at us a little bit more. And so the second half was a different story to tell. There was a lot more chances from Brentford. I'm just going to get that up. So they had 8 goal attempts, 4 shots on goal, 3 shots off goal, and 1 block shot. And we had 11 with 3 on target, 4 off the target, and 4 blocked. So the game became a little bit more, not end to end, but open in a sense that we was having a lot of chances, but they were also having a lot of chances. But in the end, and it got to a point, obviously in the end we get the 3 points, but it got to a point where I thought, you know what, Brentford are really, really pushing here and probing us. I can see a goal coming. Thomas Frank had made quite a few subs at the time, and I thought, look, Enzo, you need to do something now. You need to change it up. They've got loads of fresh legs on the pitch. They're on the ball a little bit more. They seem a little bit more sharper in the attack. Maybe that's the fresh legs. We need to change something. No change was made. So I'm starting to get frustrated on the live stream. I'm watching Jackson do some stupid things. When he did the offside thing, where the ball, Palmer could have got the ball, but he was standing miles offside and he touched it. I'm going, this guy's a fucking idiot. An absolute idiot. Get him off the pitch, I'm screaming. I'm saying, get him off the pitch. And what does he do 30 seconds later? Ball comes over the top. He runs with it. Bang. Bottom corner. I can't say nothing to that. You shut me up straight away. On the stream, I was just laughing. I just, that's my luck. That's the typical thing for me. I'll be screaming at a player going, get him off their shit. And they'll go and score straight away. But listen, I'm happy with that. All for that. Let me see. How many goals is that for Nicholas Jackson now? I think that's 9? 9 goals, 3 assists. Well done, Nicholas Jackson. We're not even in towards the end of that. We're not even at Christmas yet. He's got 9 goals, so it's very good. He's up there in the mix of the top goal scorer, and he's delivering. I was looking at Jackson and thinking, maybe he's having a bit of an off day. Maybe his confidence has been knocked. I don't know if you saw the video of him coming off against Tottenham where his head was down. He looked upset because he hadn't scored. And I was thinking, nah, this is not what we need. Maybe he's had a bit of a confidence knock, but then he comes out and he does that. So fantastic. Well happy with that. But yeah, in the end, we grabbed the 3 points. They do get a goal at the end by Mbeumo. Let me tell you something about Mbeumo. That guy should be in the top 6 club, 100%. I'd sign him. I think he's a quality player. I think he'll suit Man United, you know. I think he's a very, very good player, but that's not for me. Anyway, let's get to it anyway. So I'm going to do a little roundup of the players and how I thought they played. Sanchez, you know what? One thing I will say before I get on to Sanchez is that I saw something today about how the players are all stepping up. So it's making it hard for us to determine who is the man in the match. And I completely agree. Completely agree. Because I struggle to see who's man in the match in some of these games. Because I think a lot of them are playing well. For me, in this match, it was between two players. Robert Sanchez was one of them. And that's normally a surprise because you know how much I slate this guy. But he was claiming everything. He made a big save, even though it was offside. He made a big save against Wissa. He made a that was it. It just came to me now. When just before we scored our goal, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but one of the Brentford players had a really good chance, and Sanchez tipped it over the bar, and then we went down the other end and scored. So it was moments like that where I thought, you know what? When we needed you to step up, you did. He had his off moments with his kicking, but when he's doing saves like that, every single shot that was coming to him, every cross that was coming to him, claiming it, no complaints. I actually thought he had a really good game. So Sanchez, well done, and that's the level that you need to maintain. And I'll keep my mouth shut. I've kept my mouth shut about Enzo. I've been appreciating what he's doing. If we can maintain that standard, I'll keep my mouth shut. So well done, Robert Sanchez. Cucurella, I thought he was solid, man. Again, I think he's just the best left back in the Premier League. He wins the ball in very, very high positions, which makes us just keeps recycling the attack and keeps the pressure on the other team. You'll see that he's very high up the pitch. And yesterday he was running around like a madman. He was running over to the right side, tackling, central, tackling, and then he even gets himself in the striker's position and scores a header. Fantastic. And then defensively, I thought it was brilliant as well. Very good game. Unfortunately, he gets himself sent off at the end with 2 yellow cards after the game, which is a bit frustrating because now we're going to miss him for the Everton game. But I'm confident that Viega can step in and do his job. It's just a little bit frustrating that that's happened. You know what I mean? Levi Colwell and Tosin, I thought they both had good games. The only thing I would say about Tosin is I was a little bit disappointed in the goal. I thought he went to ground quite easily for the Mbeumo goal, and that was it. As soon as he went to ground, he was through and he just slotted it. But in terms of his performance other than that, I thought he was really good. Aerial presence, wins a lot of headers. His passing is very good, by the way. Very good. Gusto, much improved. A much improved Gusto performance yesterday, sorry. I was very happy with him. Very happy. He seemed on it. He was making the right choices. He was where he needed to be, wherever we needed him. Defensively, very good. I was very happy with Gusto. Very happy. And again, another one that you need to maintain that level. Very happy with him. Who else? Caicedo. Listen, I'm running out of words. I'm running out of praise for this guy. This is Kante regen, you know. 100%. Even rival fans are starting to give him his praises, which is about time. He's had a year of stick, 100 million wasted and all this. There's your 100 million pound player, because that's what we're buying. 100 million pound player. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't think anybody's worth 100 million, but we're starting to see the quality and the reason why we spent 100 million pound on that player, because he was absolutely everywhere. I think his interceptions, he must have done about 10 in that one game. Over the moon with him, brilliant player. Enzo Fernandez is keeping up his good form. I thought he was a little bit off of it in the first half. I thought he was a little bit off it. He lost the ball a few times, but he plays a wonderful pass into Jackson and he records another assist. I think that's 7 in a row now, I think, for G&A. I'll have to double check that later. Don't quote me on that. That might be wrong, but he's got his GNA at the moment is getting better and better. You know what we say, want an easy life, leave your wife, because bloody hell, he's completely different. Sancho, uh, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't overly impressed with Sancho. I'll be honest with you, I thought he'd done well and he'd done enough, but in terms of what you want from your left winger, he, I think he was struggling a little bit, beating his player. He was cutting in a lot, wasn't really driving into the box. He kind of got there, then passed it backwards or laid it off. There was a few occasions where he did go into the box and he smashed it across goal. There's a chance where he took it past the keeper and it was just a little bit wide and we couldn't make anything of it. But that doesn't mean that he had a bad game. I just thought it wasn't as, like, in terms of everybody else, I don't think he was like a key performer. I just thought he had a pretty standard game by his standards. Doesn't mean that it was poor. As I said, I thought he did all right. Cole Palmer, another one. I thought he was a little bit quiet throughout the game, and I thought in general, he just had a good game. So it wasn't a case of he was missing or he needed to do more. I just think he had a good game today. I think other players stepped up. In all honesty, Madueke, I thought he had a good game. Another one. A lot of chances created from him. I still question his decision making at times. I still do. But you know what? Like I said, if he can improve his GNA, a lot of people will be talking about him more. And he's got a wonderful assist for Cucurella yesterday. So well done, Madueke. Nicholas Jackson, I don't think it was his best game, if I'm honest with you. He started off quite sharply, to be fair. There was a chance which come over the top of him. He smashed it with his left foot. It got saved. Then after that, he kind of filtered out a little bit, and then he started doing silly things that, like wind me up. And then he shut me up. I'll be honest with you, he completely shut me up, and he pulled out one out of the bag. So you know what? We only made one sub, and I think that was Nkunku. He come on quite late again. He came on. Hold on, bear with me. When did he come on? He came on 83rd minute. So I think we had like 7 minutes extra time. So he played about 15 minutes of the game. Didn't see enough of him. Didn't really see enough of him to even comment on how he played. It weren't shit. Let's just leave it as that. But yeah, other than that, all I can say is this trajectory that we're on at the moment just keeps on climbing. Keeps on climbing. Liverpool dropping points. Arsenal dropping points. Arsenal need corners. Otherwise, there's just nothing there. Man City, what the hell is going on with Manchester City at the moment? They've completely fallen off of a cliff. It's starting to look a little bit like Rodri FC. If they haven't got no Rodri, this team is not ticking at all. And I'm starting to clock Pep. If he ain't got that DM that's press resistant and can do the nitty gritty, his systems don't work. But listen, we've got Conference League on Thursday, and then we've got Everton. Is it Sunday or Saturday? It's got to be Sunday. Everton on the early kickoff at 2 o'clock on a Sunday. So I'll be doing a live stream for that. So if you're tuning in, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that. And I'll very much appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Love, guys.